So, hello, and this is going to be the start of the first video of many. Same day, I am wearing the same clothing, but I will be posting this tomorrow. And I'm going to kind of stagger the videos afterwards. But right now, I'm going to be going over Fortaify. A lot of changes were made to the website compared to last time. I made it a little bit more cleaner. I made it so you could still see the animations in the background, but they're kind of glossed out, purely because I think it looks, number one, it looks better, but then number two, it was kind of hard to like read information behind certain things. And then I kind of added just a bit more better overall view of all the different tabs and stuff. I don't know. Nothing on the page content wise has really changed. Like, it's still kind of all the same information. I guess. Well, I added some screenshots of the app to view. I'll launch the app in a minute to show you guys. But yeah, pretty much just a general UI reskin. This model was deleted, and I don't know why it's still there. But yeah. Also, logging in works. It didn't work beforehand for quite a while. But now it should work. I think logging in with your Gmail still does not work though. I will fix that later. Main thing, I just want to make it so you can actually hit download and get a working app. You can download this now, but it doesn't work. It will not work. So that brings me to Glyph, actually, where it was just the like, oh, don't want to do that. The main thing that was happening, let me launch it real quickly. The main thing that is happening is that whenever I launch the app, it does not want to run the backend. What's it called? Not the back. It doesn't. It can run the backend, but it won't connect to my database to load models onto the page, onto like my library page, so that you can actually download models and use them right within the app. npm run dev. Overall, this is the app. I added a cool loading animation screen. I don't think this was there last time. Can't remember. Does take a while. Oh wait, pause. I've been using Cursor, and Cursor for some reason has been constantly opening up the terminal after like every single changes it makes and tries to run the app itself. So I'll like all of a sudden have like background tasks that I don't know about of the app, and it won't let you open it won't open completely if there's like two instances of the app, which like makes sense. Let me just close these. But yeah, that's been really annoying with Cursor to like be like all of a sudden I can't. All of a sudden I'm trying to like open my app and then it doesn't work, and I think something broke, but then I'm like, oh wait, there's like 50 different tabs with with Cursor trying to open the app itself. It's like, dog, let me just change the code, let me open it. Okay, so this should work now. Let's see. And it does take a bit longer than I'd like to load. But here it is. Let's go full screen. Yeah, I really should watch the video. I'll watch it later to see how much exactly has changed, but I know overall I gave it a complete reskin. And certain things like, oh, that failed. Interesting. Yeah, there's still a lot of some glitches that aren't working, but overall, I believe this works when I type npm run dev, but as soon as I build the app, this page just does not load, and I can't figure it out for the life of me. We got this cool system stats. Another here, but this is kind of like a more graphical graph view of everything. This is like a little bar chart that'll happen when you interact with chats. I really don't know what I showed you guys last time, but whatever. I'll show you again. That's cursor being dumb. But yeah, let's go ahead and download a model and I'll show you guys. Oh, that's not working. That's not cool. Pause. I might have, I'll be back. I think I know what's wrong. I was doing some testing earlier to get this library page to working for the production version, and it kind of messed some things up with other things in the app, but we're good now. So this is working. Also, that settings page again should be working now. Yeah, that works. Works again. My internet is being slow for some reason. I don't know why. It normally does not go this slow. But anyways, while that's downloading, taking its time, I'll just sort of show you overall view of the app. And while I am waiting, I will go ahead and just I'm going to take it off screen real quick so that way I can enter in my API key, but I made it so that you can use an API key. I'm just going to go through this real quickly. I'm going to use GPT-4o mini, paste in the API key, save configuration. Cool. And if not, I just don't want to edit the video later. I'm lazy. So yeah, basically you could either download a model here, and then when you download it, you go to your models here. They'll show up here. It's going faster now. And then I made it so that you can also use, API keys from other remote LLMs. So I've added support for these guys just because it was kind of the easiest to walk through. I know there's like OpenRouter and other things like that, but they have so many models. Like doing Grok and adding all of this was kind of just like a pain in the butt. But yeah. So anyways, if you wanted to upload a model, you can go here, select your model, your API. I've also made it so that you can just click this and it'll take you to the link or the place you need to go to get an API key. So that's cool. Then once it's there, and as you're using the model, you can sort of view different stats. And I'll go back to this after I like message it for a bit. Also same API portal if you wanted to get actual data from there. Yeah, damn, this is taking a long time. I don't know why this is taking so long. It never takes this long. But we can select our GPT-4o mini, and same thing with any other remote model. If you were to add it to it, should be like, hello, what's up? And there it goes, should work. It does have this glitch where the first message you have to hit regenerate for it to show up for some reason, but after that it's good. I'll fix that as well later, but yeah, I don't know. This is pretty cool. I made it so that you can also save the names between different things. So if I were to switch to this, it won't work because it's still downloading. It should fail, but once it finishes, it should load up pretty quickly, and I should be able to swap between a remote model and the local model at the same time. So I can message GPT-4o mini right now. Then if I wanted to switch and do a local model, I could send another message and then have everything else be local from there on out. I will be probably trying to work on something sort of like a privacy filter, I guess you could say, so that whenever you are interacting with the remote models, that sensitive data doesn't leave. So like I know if I were to be messaging the local model, like, hey, can you make me make me an app that uses OpenAI's API, and I have to like paste in my API key to give it to it to like, figure some stuff out. I don't want that sending back to through a remote model. So something to filter that out. Who knows? I'm getting way too ahead of myself. I need to like not think of any more features and just push this out and work on the core features that I already have set, that I've already written out. I made this checklist sort of thing. Hold on. Where am I? Why are you rearranging my windows? But I made this checklist, and it's essentially to, oh, this is for me for debugging and stuff, of these like pro features that I would like to add. So these, I think I mentioned this in the last time I talked about it, but I'm just gonna sort of reiterate and go over it again. The knowledge base will be allowed for people to like sort of upload documents, YouTube links, regular article links and stuff like that, and it'll sort of create a small RAG database for the LLM to reference and for you to talk to about that information. And then again, it's completely private. Everything's on your computer, unless you're using a remote model. But I don't know, it's still kind of a thing where it's like you'll be able to constantly refer back to this knowledge base, versus on OpenAI's website, you would have to constantly prompt that information over to the AI again. Audio transcripts, I thought this was pretty cool. Someone had talked to me about this during a Code and Coffee that I went to, and it was basically like you were to just have it so that your laptop is listening, and it would use like a local model like Whisper to grab all the data, summarize it, which is also again how I came up with Nautica from the SaaS ideas thing here. And I don't know, yeah, so I thought like, oh, maybe I could like actually make a separate app for that, have it more tailored and refined for that particular feature. What else? The personas, basically I'm kind of trying to go ahead and implement something like character.ai, because I don't know, just AI role playing. I know this company makes a lot of money, and I know that a lot of people are having conversations that with these AIs that they would like to, I don't know, have security that they're not being watched by other people, or you know, everything they say to it doesn't get out into the open. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I just know that that's kind of like a thing. I'm not really into this sort of thing, but I do know there is definitely a market for it, so I'm kind of trying to take from that market and separate myself from, or create much of a difference between me and what LM Studio is and what Misty is, because right now, as this app stands itself, this is basically everything that LM Studio does, minus the minus the like API, the local API that you can use and stuff. But yeah, also another thing that's not really working right now is the just generating like long segments of text will mess up the scroll. Wait, no, I think I fixed that. Pause, I can't remember. Is this done now? Okay, this is done. If this does not work, I'm gonna cry. Okay, it worked. Hello there. And whoa, that was fuck you fast. Holy shit. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it's 3 billion parameters. I am using the M4 Max. I splurged, and I love it. 64 gigs of basically 64 gigs of VRAM, but still super fast. I love it. But yeah, other things, I showed you this. The more chats you make, this will go up. And then for the stats usage, you'll see this will go up. This response time thing is broken. But yeah, the cost I think does work, but again, it's so cheap that it did not go up. But yeah, there's still a couple of things that are broken, but in terms of like something that I want to put out for people to just download and give me feedback on what they like and don't like, it's pretty much almost there. really just need to get this section working after I run a build. I have no clue why it does not run after I build. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess the code blocks were a bitch to handle. I do not know how long it took me to get that figured out. Let's do ask to make me the game snake. Python. Oh, okay, but yeah. So yeah, scrolling does work. Now this was it was glitching at a point to where, like, as it was generating stuff, you could not scroll up no matter what. So that was annoying. Also, I think I have my max tokens set to too small. Oh, no, I don't think they're too small. But let's try that again. I don't know. I guess it is a 3 billion parameter model, so maybe it's just bugging out. Oh no, yeah, I think it was just the tokens were too small. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Don't think this will work just because it's Llama 3 billion. But this is great for whenever you want to download those larger, like, I don't know, 70 billion, 32 billion parameter models, or even 8 billion is pretty good for, like, nowadays. Yeah, this is just pretty much it. You can click here to go write a review. This is on the website. You would have to sign in before you do that, but yeah. Also, there's these different pages for, like, info about the models, so you'll be able to see, like, oh, general overview of what it's good at, what it's bad at, that kind of thing. This one looks like it's good with multiple languages. But yeah, these filters do work, although in the database I have not specified which one of these are uncensored. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd say I really can't give a date or time of when this should be available for download. But best believe when I do know it is ready for download, I will be making a video and just purely actually going into detail and showing off everything within the app. Okay, yeah, I went over Fortaify now. I will be going over it more in detail in the future. For the next video, I'm going to purely go over all the other products that I'm gonna plan on making by the end of the year. So that long list that I showed you guys earlier of the house products, I'm going to be making, like, showing off what I've written out for all of these so far, and just sort of giving an overall general view of, like, where is each project at. This is probably a really bad idea to be working on this much stuff at the same time, but I don't know. I will be working at stuff one at a time from now on out. But previously, over the past few weeks or so and months, I've been sort of working on one thing, then I'll switch, which is bad, and it's why I never get anything done. But now I'm going to show everything and then sit down and just purely work on Fortaify. Once I have this app launched and ready for a demo, then we'll move on to the next one, launch that, then the next, and so on and so forth. And I will be working on Fortaify throughout, in between each of the other projects, just because this is the main focus. But yeah, pretty much it. I'm not editing the video. I don't care. You can see the mistakes. This is just I don't like editing at all. I will do some small edits, so, like, I'll throw in, like, music and stuff, but I'm not cutting things. But yeah, peace out.